It is 6 a.m. and developing right now on Denver7 News. Colorado is preparing for the first shipment of a COVID-19 vaccine to arrive next week.
I'm Denver7's Micah Smith, and it will take a unique effort to keep the Pfizer vaccine safe. How our state is making sure the vaccine stays at the sub-zero temperatures it needs.
Plus, confusion and frustration in Weld County.
We're stuck right in the middle. We really are. It's very frustrating.
Businesses say they're getting mixed messages from state, county, and local leaders on whether they should be open or not.
I found many restaurant owners were not aware that the county would not be able to step in and help them should the state show up.
And on the hook for more than $100,000 for triggering an avalanche.
At no point did I ever think that it would be held against me, let alone lead to criminal charges.
And that important piece of video from snowboarders leading to a massive fine. We have some good reminders to make sure you don't find yourself in the same situation. Good Thursday morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson. The frigid morning will give way to warmer temperatures as you start to plan for your weekend. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo joins us from her home weather center. And Lisa, we've got teens across the Front Range right now.
Yeah, it is cold this morning, but if you are participating in the 12 days of the colder boulder, you've got some better weather to get outside this afternoon and enjoy it. Sunshine, sunny skies, clear skies across the state, and our highs are going to be in the mid-40s this afternoon, so it is going to be a bigger warm-up for us statewide. 20s and 30s for the mountains today, but again, upper 40s here in Denver, right around 47 here in town, closer to 50 down across the southeastern corner of the state. So things are warming up and drying out. We've got a beautiful shot here from Lyman. Well, it's going to get really pretty here, but very bright. You can see with the hint of that sunrise, we have clear skies. At this point, we aren't tracking any storms on our Super 7 day. I'll show you that coming up and when we could see more snow, plus when we're looking at highs near 60. Eric, all that in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds pretty good. It's a pretty good drive so far to start your Thursday morning. Let's take a little tour on the big map right now to show you what's going on. No major accidents to tell you about out there on the main highways. We'll start on the north side of town. US 36, I-25, and 76 into town through Commerce City looks good. Here's your drive on southbound I-25 from Northwest Parkway to Colfax, 15 minutes. That's fantastic. West side looks good on I-76 Avenue through Lakewood. Looks good as well. Then we'll take you to Aurora, 225 in the green this morning. Take a look at a camera down south with the Tech Center, I-25 and E-470 Lone Tree area. Smooth sailing down there as well.
Well, 1 week from today, the FDA will decide if Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine will be approved for emergency use in the U.S. If it is, it will be made available within 24 hours of that decision. The main obstacle with Pfizer's vaccine is the extreme sub-zero temperatures it needs to be stored in. Denver7's Micah Smith joins us live this morning. And Micah, our state has already identified several storage sites.
16 facilities, Brian, and this is a very important part of the state's plan when it comes to distributing the vaccine to Coloradans. We've known for a while now that Pfizer requires its vaccine to be stored in very cold temperatures, negative 94 degrees to be exact, and these 16 facilities have the ability to do that, as well as manage and handle the vaccine in those sub-zero temperatures. Here's a list of the different counties where these facilities will be located. For security reasons, the addresses for these locations will not be made public. There are several metro counties on the list, including Denver, Arapahoe, Jefferson, and Weld counties. We know that 6 of the 16 locations already have ultra-low temperature freezers, and the CDPHE plans to purchase and distribute 10 freezers to the other locations. CDPHE says these are not the only sites that will store and administer vaccines. The state says it will continue to enroll providers. The goal is to have about 200 vaccine provider locations, and it's important to have a lot of these locations because once transferred to a refrigerator, the vaccine has to be administered within 5 days. If all goes well, Pfizer is hoping to distribute 50 million doses of the vaccine this year and 1.3 billion doses in 2021. Reporting live, Micah Smith, Denver7.
All right, thank you, Micah. The State Department of Health says the federal vaccine delivery simulation was a success. Just a minor hiccup. Our state was one of 10 to test out the nationwide distribution process. Colorado officials say a box containing syringes, needles, and alcohol prep pads was sent to Kentucky instead of Colorado. The health department said those materials were not critical to the test and didn't cause any problems.
In the next few hours, the State Department of Health will provide an update on COVID-19 modeling data. This shows how the virus is spreading throughout our state. Last week's update estimated 1 in 41 Coloradans is infected with coronavirus. We'll carry the 1 p.m. press conference on the Denver7 Facebook page and Denver7 streaming app. And we should expect those numbers to be around the same as last week. Taking a look at the latest COVID numbers in our state, Colorado reported 3,862 new cases yesterday. Nearly 2,000 hospital beds are occupied statewide. A month ago, that number was below 900.
U.S. just hit a sad new record. According to Johns Hopkins, more than 3,100 COVID deaths were reported on Wednesday alone. ABC's Faith Abube explains the new warning from our nation's top doctors.
The latest metrics for the coronavirus in the U.S. all pointing the wrong way this morning. New infections of COVID-19 at an all-time high. Hospitalizations and the death toll reaching levels this country hasn't seen since April. The CDC now warning 200,000 more Americans could die from the virus within the next 3 months.
December and January and February are going to be rough times. I actually believe they're going to be the most difficult time in the public health history of this nation.
The potential impact on an already taxed healthcare system worrying officials coast to coast. ICUs near capacity in New Mexico, North Dakota, and Rhode Island. Some hospitals in New York and Virginia suspending elective surgeries as COVID symptoms send a record 100,000 Americans to hospitals across the country.
We're very concerned at the number of cases that were present today, and I don't even think that that represents the Thanksgiving holiday.
The White House task force saying America is in a dangerous place, adding those 65 and older should not enter any indoor public areas where anyone is unmasked.
Is a very risky situation.
The grim development coinciding with hopeful news on the vaccine front. Health officials in the UK authorizing the world's first COVID-19 vaccine. The U.S. not far behind. Officials expecting the Pfizer vaccine to be available here starting December 15th.
It's just making sure that we have everything locked so when EUA decision comes, distribution to the American people becomes immediate within 24 hours.
And also, Dr. Anthony Fauci says the U.S. could be close to normal by next summer if at least 70% of the American population gets vaccinated. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
In Colorado, Weld County has the 6th highest number of COVID cases among Colorado counties. That has forced the state to move the county into the red level, but the county has decided to not enforce the order, and that is causing confusion among business owners. Longmont, which sits in both Weld and Larimer counties, voted to prepare a resolution putting pressure on Weld County to follow orders. At Collision Brewing in Longmont, indoor dining has been suspended, but the owner is still getting questions from customers.
We're stuck right in the middle. We really are. It's it's very frustrating because we have two different bodies going against each other and trying to make everything work.
Tough spot for them. Some restaurants defied health orders and stayed open. Several of those businesses have been threatened by state liquor enforcement, and their license could be at risk.
Colorado's special legislative session is now over with some progress made. 10 bills were passed, including 8 Democrat priority bills. They're now on the way to the governor's desk. Among the bills that passed is one to expand broadband access for students and teachers to help with remote learning. Another provides $45 million for relief for child care centers so they can stay open and allow parents to work. And a third bill designates $5 million to help food pantries. Bills for small business relief, housing and utility assistance, and sales tax relief were also passed. We have more details on the denverchannel.com.
Next Tuesday is Colorado Gives Day. Denver7 is a proud sponsor of this annual day of giving. We've told you how easy it is to schedule your donations now for Tuesday so they are eligible for incentive funding. What we haven't told you is how many different ways there are to pay for those donations.
ColoradoGives.org, you can use your credit card, you can use an e-check that's connected to your bank account, you can even use your IRA. So if you have an IRA and you want to use that required minimum distribution to support charitable organizations, you can do that through ColoradoGives.org.
And you can even call the Community First Foundation and make a stock donation. You can find all the information on ColoradoGives.org.